this guy's putting.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal by my side. Not too long from now, the regular season will be coming to a close. But there are still some very heated battles going on for playoff position. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Detroit Pistons. Looking at the Pistons, a strong stretch of play for this team, winning 6 of their last 7. They're playing at a high level, no lack of confidence going into tonight's game. And a lot of stars on display every night in the NBA, but tonight we're going to be focusing on Blake Griffin. Guys, we see more and more forwards acting as a playmaker for their teams, and he's as good a passer as any.
Yeah, he can make great passes out the post. One of the few point forwards that could run the break. I love this guy when he gets on the break. He's going to bang on your face.
Well, Griffin, he just doesn't get enough credit for how well he reads the defense. He actually played point guard all the way through high school. So that's why he handles the ball pretty well, and he can act as a playmaker.
That's why we like to have you here, because you come up with gems like that.
Well, always a gem. You want another gem? The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
You mean like when Ernie tripped me on the set that day and I fell?
No, when I threw you in a Christmas tree. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
All right, coming up shortly, tip-off. Kevin Harlan standing by.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA, but the bad news is there is no basketball, there is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Ha ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby! This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons. And now they'll try to tie up the season series at 2 wins apiece. They've taken 1 game out of 3 so far.
And I think they can hold their heads high from that performance, you know, despite the final score being what it was.
I agree with you. I mean, it was a tough game played in a tough environment on the road, and they were in it right until the bitter end. So that's good stuff.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy has coached the likes of Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwight Howard. But he said, as a rebounder, Andre Drummond is as good as anybody, if not the best that I've ever been around. He just goes out and gets the ball. Drummond said it's just a will. The will to get the ball most people won't jump for. I just put myself out there. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. And Drummond is just a hulk of a man. He's really the backbone of this team. And neither of these teams look to push the tempo if they can help it. They like to play that half-court game. So, Clark, what are teams looking to do with a slower pace?
Well, a couple of things. One is it's about quality versus quantity. They want to get consistently good shot attempts every trip down, and they're willing to take time to do that. And so the offensive execution, screen setting, ball movement, spreading the floor becomes much more important because the fast break chances are not a big part of their repertoire.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Pistons, Griffin is out there with Johnson. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Jackson in at the point guard. And Brooklyn has possession, and they double up Russell. Pass to Carroll. Clock at 6. To the right side. Hollis Jefferson passes to Russell. Carroll with the 3. Detroit with the rebound. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
Yep, exactly. And it also stretches that defense out a little bit, expands the floor for you, and makes things really hard for the defenders when you space and stretch them like that.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Russell kicks to Allen. We're about 1 minute into the first. Off on the layup. Here's Griffin, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
You've got to plug up these lanes to the basket, especially when Griffin is slashing with force.
Here is Russell. And they double up Russell. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Russell with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Griffin with the steal.
Only one player gets credit for the steal, but Griffin.
Yes, sir.
That was incredible.
Oh, man.
Man, one for the highlight reel. And you see after multiple knee surgeries, Griffin can That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
You know, they seem to be on the same page out there, Greg. I mean, definitely the momentum is with them.
Russell kicks to Carroll. They set the screen to the inside, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game. They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Drummond's got his first points of the game.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
Allen's shot is off, and it's Detroit's ball. A nice run going 12 in a row. Jackson drives in, and the dunk by Jackson.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, Greg, and I think it complements the starters when you can have such firepower coming off the bench.
Got to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months, the scope of that for Drummond.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Russell, no good. Now the Pistons with it. Good momentum, 14 straight points.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Griffin on the double team. Stolen by Jackson. Oh, here we go with Griffin. Nobody back. Whoa!
Watch out now.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
Yeah, it's actually palpable, isn't it, Greg? I mean, you can feel it. Every single one of these guys locked in, playing for each other. And that's why they're up.
And it's sent back by Drummond. The putback and the second chance effort by Jackson. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Pistons?
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
That one misses. His first miss of the game after making his first three. Carroll, no one around him. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Carroll's got himself on the board with 3 there.
You never pass for the sake of passing. You wait until the defense commits. Russell does that, finds the open man nicely.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Schooling them right now, taking them to the woodshed, super aggressive and owning the paint.
Pistons leading by 19. Johnson, wide open, he fires. And that one comes up a bit short. Carroll with it. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. It's good from long range.
And how about the unselfishness of Carroll? You know, he's not hunting shots, just making winning plays. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. And it's Carroll in the corner. The tray. Bullock with the rebound. Bullock's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter. Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
One shot.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And they double up Russell. Poked loose. Grab, dishes to Russell. Outside Carroll. He can't get it to go. And Detroit the other way now. Griffin goes in. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 5th assist in this one. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. And for this new front office in Brooklyn, such a daunting task. Clark, a pretty bare cupboard as far as players and picks. How do they do it?
Well, you got to make $1 out of 15 cents, basically, and that's a stretch. Hiring a top-flight analytics team to find hidden gems, another piece of the puzzle. A big performance staff to individualize and maximize player development. But it goes back to resources being invested in good players that will develop and then folks to develop them.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Cunningham comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. And Brooklyn has possession. Allen, a screen on Johnson. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. They double him with Drummond. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
The Nets making a switch here. LeVert's checked in. Cunningham's shot is off.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Griffin on the double team. The pass to LeVert. Looking to end the run. The shot is good off the backboard.
And, you know, the mid-range, Jay, continuing to look better over time for LeVert, showing real improvement in knocking that shot down.
Here's Griffin. Score the basket for his 10th make. 10 for 12, 82% accuracy.
Yeah, but there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Allen, a screen on Jackson. Here's Cunningham. A three-pointer off the mark. And Griffin slams it in.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
And here are the Nets. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Griffin on the double team. And there's the feed to Cunningham. Drains it from beyond the arc. Cunningham's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3. And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
Griffin on the double team. All sorts of time. Cunningham gets the bucket. Cunningham's got his second bucket tonight.
Even double team, he had the vision to see the open man.
Jackson passes to Drummond. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
LeVert the pass to Allen. Feeds to Carroll. From deep. Cunningham's shot is off. And here are the Pistons now. They're on a 19-7 run. The second effort. And there's the nice layup by Drummond. Drummond's got 6.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Allen. And then jammed down as it goes right over Blake Griffin.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Fires for 3. That shot, no good. And Detroit the other way now.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively. And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, I tell you what, Greg, their offense has really been productive this half, and I absolutely love the shots they've taken so far.
Carroll with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. The 3. But they'll get another chance.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to 3-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up. It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
Here's Jackson. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that. Hey, you could sink these with your eyes closed or blindfolded. So close, so deep inside. Great.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Watch out.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers.
Absolutely salivates when he attacks the rim.
Griffin on the double team. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Stanley Johnson. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 6 points a game, just over 2 steals and 3 rebounds. And you look at his gaudy steal numbers, defensively, he makes his presence felt on every possession.
And you know what I like about it, Greg, is he gets great position, then uses those quick, strong mitts of his to rip the ball out of there.
You know, he almost pulled the trigger on that possession, but recognized that there was a better option. That's what we mean by playing for your teammates.
Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
And the Nets with possession here. Dinwiddie kicks to Cunningham. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Cunningham's got 11 points.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And that one drops for him.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Pistons shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line. 2.
And he makes the first. Both teams deciding to change it up. He doesn't get the second one. Dinwiddie. That one doesn't drop. And so it's Detroit with a huge 37-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And Stephen Clark, Pistons pretty much in control here.
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
And you know what, Greg? It looks like they have an advantage there. I mean, I liked how they've made an effort, really a concentrated effort, to hit that glass.
And here are the Pistons. They host the 76ers after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. We've got Anthony Tolliver. Smith is out there with Kennard. Then it's Ennis, and it's Moreland in at the 5 spot. And here we go. Smith with the basket on the assist by Tolliver. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
In the post, Clark, you were as polished as they come. I watched it with my own eyes and loved the way you play. Just how important, when you go back to that time, is footwork for a big man in the NBA?
Well, I think it's everything, regardless of what size you are, big or small. fundamentally sound footwork is essential to being a solid offensive basketball player. And as a guy who played inside and out, it was something I took pride in. And I wasn't the greatest athlete, a decent athlete, so my footwork allowed me to gain an advantage against bigger guys.
Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. There's the pick. Pass to LeVert. Here's Harris, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it. I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. The Nets shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. The Pistons have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, I tell you what, they've got to be fuming. I mean, they were way too late in contesting that layup.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Harris. There's the steal. Here's Kennard. Allen with the rebound.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
There's Crabbe with the 3, and again it's the Nets missing. The Pistons have gotten all but one of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1. Detroit shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
One shot, mind the lanes.
Boy, and at only 6 feet tall, Smith uses that blazing speed of his to keep defenses off balance. Good luck trying to stay in front of him.
Nets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Ennis on the double team. Harris outside. Allen right side. Clock at 6. The dish to Crabbe. Fires from deep. It's good from long range. Crabbe's got 6.
Orchestrating the offense like a vet. D'Angelo getting everybody involved.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk.
Yeah, for sure. That was a take no chances, take no prisoners slam right there, guys.
Rob. Here's Moreland. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Here's Ennis. Goes back up. Moreland with the bucket. Moreland's got 8 here in the quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
They set the pick. Here's Russell. That one misses. The Pistons go the other way with it.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard
and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
He feeds it to Harris. Back to Russell. To the inside. It's taken away by Smith. Here's Tolliver. Unable to get that one.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all three at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
Jameer Nelson's checked in for Kennard. And the free throw, no good. Clark looking across the NBA landscape. Which post players do you see as the most physically dominant in the league right now?
Well, if you talk about physically dominant, there are a number of guys that fall into that category, but I would add this caveat. Who's physically dominant and most skilled? That's DeMarcus Cousins. Marc Gasol is similar because of his skill set. Drummond is an animal and a beast because of his rebounding and strength and athleticism. DeAndre Jordan, much the same, but skill and physicality, DeMarcus Cousins gets my vote.
Defense, for me, just hasn't made the commitment to sprint back in transition, and that's why you see such a huge differential in fast break points.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. You want to be aggressive offensively, but at the same time, you need defensive balance so you can get back in transition.
Now Detroit moving it up. And there's Ennis on the assist by Nelson. Ennis has got 6 points. The Nets have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. And the Nets miss again.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Al Russell. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Ennis with the ball. Harris is there, and they pick up 2.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Ennis, and Ennis slams it in.
You talk about passing, Smith is one of the best in the game in that aspect. An incredible distributor.
Russell kicks to Harris. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got assist number 5 here tonight.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
It's stolen by Smith. And now it's Nelson running. He can go all the way. Drops in the breakaway layup. Nelson's got his first bucket in this one.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
No expiration date on their legs. They just seem to be fresher, and they're putting those fresh legs to good use.
There's Crabb with the 3. Detroit with the rebound. Moreland's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Smith. And the call will go against Anthony Tolliver. That's his first foul.
Yeah, but at least he's getting after it on the backboard, but got a little carried away on that one.
Well, he knew he was going to get called for that one. I mean, that was simple. You can't use the guy in front of you as a stepping stool.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Allen. Dwight Bikes, he's checked in for the Pistons. Crabb kicks to Russell. A second chance effort. It's rebounded by Moreland. Moreland's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Bikes. And the layup's good off the glass. Bikes has got his first points of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And the call will be against Dwight Bikes. That is his first foul of the game. Well, the NBA has made some adjustments to prevent the hack-a-shack strategy, fouling big men who can't make free throws. It still happens. Clark, is it always going to be a part of the game, do you think?
I think it will be part of the game, and I don't necessarily like it. I would much rather see the rule be changed because I think it just enhances the quality of the product. Some would argue the strategy should be on board for poor free throw shooters. I disagree.
Russell, no good. Detroit dictating the flow. And stolen by Russell. Kicks it to Cunningham. Jacks up a 3. And rebounded by Bikes. Cunningham's gone 4 of 12 from the floor. Griffin. It's Cunningham with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And stolen by Drummond. Here's Griffin. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Griffin's got 42 in the game.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
Russell with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Hey, you know, D'Angelo Russell clearly has had his missteps. A lot of young players do. Embroiled in a controversy a couple of seasons back that hurt his relationship with his teammates. I think he's still in the process of working to recover that trust.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And Russell in the past criticized Clark for his maturity or the lack of maturity. But, you know, Clark, we forget how young a lot of these guys are.
Yep, well said. They are young, but there is a level of professionalism that you have to embrace pretty quickly. And D'Angelo struggled with that initially, but he's the kind of kid, he's smart, he wants to be good. I think he's going to zero in and put it all together because we know the talent is there. Now it's about maturing.
Clark, when you were playing, what was your game day routine like?
Well, it was simple. I didn't complicate things, Kevin. I tried to get a good meal, was just beginning to learn how to eat properly and best for my body. And then I would always try to get an hour to 2 hour pregame nap. That goes all the way back to high school. I enjoyed just getting off my feet. Sometimes I would fall asleep completely. Other times I would just kind of drift into a light sleep. But just having that routine of resting before games was part of how I got ready to try to serve the other guys up.
And he can't get the first one.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
Okafor is checked in for Brooklyn. And the second free throw, good. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
That shot by Griffin, no good. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Here's Cunningham. Here's Okafor. And good work on the boards, and they pick up the second chance points.
Boy, never giving up on the glass and getting an easy bucket as a result. Persistence paying off for Okafor.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Here's the screen. Here's Carroll. Ball's knocked loose. Griffin attacking, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And it's Drummond missing. Deep two from Carroll. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 6 assists now in the game. Here's Bullock. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Dishes to Carroll. And they're moving it up. Tries it from 9. They get it again. That one doesn't go. Brooklyn with the ball, and they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Dinwiddie off target from 3-point range. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Kennard, he's checked in for Jameer Nelson. "20 seconds left in the second quarter. Brooklyn shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Spencer Dinwiddie. 2 shots.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook.
I'm glad he didn't go overboard and try to do too much there.
Here's Okafor. And so is Detroit, holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Stan Van Gundy. Coach, a very good first half for you guys. How do you assess the game so far?
I thought our energy was good, our ball movement was good, and it always looks good if the ball goes in and guys are making shots.
That's the name of the game, right, Coach? Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He went on an historic scoring frenzy, tallying a ridiculous number of points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. He's clearly shaken off his mediocre performance from their last game as he has been dominant in the first half tonight. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
You had to love the persistence they showed on the offensive boards in the first 2 quarters. They put everything they had into cleaning that glass, and they came away with a lot of second chance points and a healthy halftime lead to show for it. And they're in a great position right now.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie, giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They looked out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
The Brooklyn Museum, just one of the many places to visit here in this famous borough of New York City. Welcome back, folks. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination. Strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. We've got Russell.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goodness.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
And they double up Russell. Here's Allen, and slam dunk by Allen.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. But it sure does look good.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And they double up Russell. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Nets.
And that's a lot of three-point attempts for a team not shooting it all that well today. If they were making more of them, then great. Keep shooting them and use it to try and get a lead, but it's not helping their cause right now.
Piston shooting has been sensational, 75% for the game. Here's Bullock. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
And Reggie Bullock gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Griffin with the steal.
And a great call on the double team, worked to perfection. What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Allen kicks to Crabbe. And a miss there on the triple. The Pistons have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Bullock, good.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
And, you know, Kenny Atkinson is a basketball lifer, Kevin. Played professionally abroad, and after his playing career was over, he went right into coaching.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Carroll against Johnson. Yep, it counts. Carroll's got 7. And Atkinson with a couple years as an assistant in Paris. 4 years in New York with the Knicks. Came from Atlanta, where he was a big-time assistant and well thought of by fellow Hawk players.
Yeah, you know, and after a decade as an assistant, Kevin, he led the Dominican national team, so he's had a vast reservoir of experiences on the sidelines as a coach, and now he's, of course, leading the Brooklyn Nets, and had a chance to hear him at a conference last year, and this guy is really got a chance to be outstanding as a coach and leader.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Pistons have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Russell with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Here's Russell. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Right wing. Shoots. And too long on the shot.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
They get a hand on it. All by himself. Here's Drummond. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. For Detroit, they have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
At the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. The Nets making a switch here. Harris is checked in, and a switch here also for Detroit. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Blake Griffin. Good on both. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Russell dishes to Crab. There's the screen. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for D'Angelo Russell. He's been a factor for them over the last month, averaging 15 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Ish Smith, he's checked in for the Pistons. And here's Harris from the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Harris has got 11 points.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
And that one's good. Drummond.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Russell against Jackson. That's tipped. And here we go. The Pistons fast break, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And, you know, Drummond has no problem playing through contact. He's accustomed to being roughed up on his way to the basket. He excels at using that strong body of his to fight through contact and finish.
Russell kicks to Harris. Over Johnson. Harris misses.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And for the Pistons, they're shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's 15 points for Smith.
Nice to watch Smith get physical on offense. Nothing gets in this guy's way. Plays with a very determined attitude.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. There's a good screen. There's Crab with a 3. And the Nets, another 3.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those 3-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Russell passes to Crabb. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Crabb's got 14 points for the game.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
On the wing, Harris. That 3 off the mark. And here are the Pistons. Tolliver dishes to Johnson. A beautiful reverse layup. Johnson's got 6 in the quarter.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And they double up Russell. It's Allen on the wing. Over Drummond. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Crabb with the ball. Now Smith defending. Crabb kicks to Russell. Allen passes to Russell. And they double up Russell. Just 4 to shoot. And he dunks it down.
And aggressive defense causing the mistake, then cashing in.
Yeah, that's a momentum changer for sure. You got to like the steal and the finish at the other end. That's the thing, paying that steal off with the finish.
Allen passes to Hollis Jefferson. Johnson with the block. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. For the Pistons, Moreland's checked in, and it's Ennis in for Jackson. Harris outside. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Goes up the baseline. Johnson dishes to Moreland. Back to Johnson. Over Cunningham. And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got 10 points in the quarter.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the board.
Tolliver, no luck. The Nets have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. They set the pick. The pass to Harris. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's guarded by Johnson. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Taking it right at the defense. Hollis Jefferson in attack mode.
And while he's working on his shooting, Hollis Jefferson has shown an ability to create shots. Clark with his herky-jerky drives to the cup.
Kevin could not agree with you more. He is a bit herky-jerky, but that handle is tight, and that allows him to maneuver on the court as a playmaker.
They get it back. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Nails the 16-footer. Tolliver's got 12 in the game. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Inside, here's Hollis Jefferson. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
And with the physical gifts that Hollis Jefferson has, he plays a lot bigger than his listed height.
Tolliver for 3. Goes back up. And Johnson puts it in. He's got 18.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. Harris missing again.
Boy, awful defending, really. But in the end, they dodged a bullet. They can't let shooters get clean looks from outside, though.
Another shot. And the layup is good.
Yeah, no question who's been the aggressor on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they have the advantage. A big one in second chance points. Those extra possessions really help an offense, and it demoralizes the defense.
Goes up, throws down the breakaway jam.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Here's Ennis. Finished off the break. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Detroit.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Harris outside. Drills it from outside. Harris has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Brooklyn. Here's Smith. Kicks it to Ennis. The steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Brooklyn shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. So for the Nets, Okafor is checked in for Hollis Jefferson, and Damari Carroll subbed in for Harris.
One shot. One shot.
Oh, the left.
50 seconds left in the third. Here's Kennard. Banked in off the glass. Kennard's got his first basket of the night.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's goodness.
Talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up.
Yes, he does. That's what we call helium. Yeast rising and helium floating.
Jacks up a 3. Here's Bikes. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And that's exactly why you got to box him out, because when you don't, that's what happens. He burns you on the glass.
Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. It's tipped. Here's Okafor. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Pistons on top, running away with it. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. The Nets shooting around 40% from the floor here. On the court for the Pistons, they've got Griffin. Jameer Nelson is out there with Dwight Bikes. And it's Kennard in at the 3, the small forward. And it's Okafor missing. And for the Pistons, their shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. Griffin. Basket good. Griffin's got 54 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Whitehead. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Man, low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Casey's shot is good.
Well, I tell you, when Okafor sees a wide-open teammate, he really zips the ball over to set him up for a clean look at the bucket.
Here's Bikes. Off target from outside. Here's Stauskas, guarded by Nelson. Stauskas, the pass to Whitehead. Okafor with the screen on Griffin. Cunningham's shot is off.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
Griffin's shot is good. Griffin's got 59 points.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
AC, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
To the left side wing. Cunningham kicks to AC. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. AC's got 7 now in this quarter.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass. And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big-time mistake. Straight rim rocker.
It looked like Greg for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
From deep, the shot no good. And it's Detroit the other way. Here's Bikes. Lays it up and banks it in.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Stauskas dishes to Okafor. He kicks to Cunningham. Here's Whitehead. Good on the three-point shot.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond. A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
And we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats, or the best player on the best team, or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent, high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those two things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
There's a screen. 6 on the shot clock. He dishes it to Okafor. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, I like the fact Okafor is a big guy who handles contact well. Not all big guys do. You got to do better than that if you're the defense.
Good. Moreland's got 10 points here in the second half.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Whitehead passes to Ace. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Nets have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Crab in the corner for the 3. Up again. It's good on the putback.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Here's Nelson, and the layup's good off the glass. Here's Whitehead. Well, the commissioner recently said the NBA will review, Clark, the one-and-done rule for college players. Any idea how that will change, if it will at all?
You know what? I'm not sure, Kevin. Quite honestly, when this rule was instituted about 10 years ago now, 10 or 11 years ago, I thought it would be good. I felt 1 year of college, if a guy was fully invested in that experience, would be better than no years. But I also understand college is not for everybody. And I'm actually of the mindset now that you should be allowed to leave right out of high school if you so choose. But if you do go to college, I would like there be a rule in place that there's a commitment to 2 years. I just think that would benefit all involved, the players, the universities, and I think the NBA would get a more mature and an NBA-ready prospect. That being said, I think we're going to end up, you know, kind of where we are right now. I don't know if anything is going to change in the near future.
Isaiah Whitehead. 2 shots.
Two.
That free throw missing. Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. James Ennis, he'll check in for Detroit. Good on the second free throw. Clark, we have seen an influx of players who function as point forwards for their team. How difficult is that to deal with as a defender?
I think it's really hard. I think it just speaks to the versatility of a player. If a guy has forward size but point guard skills, then I think that makes him more valuable to his team and more difficult to defend because he can start offense, not just for himself, but for his team. And that puts your defense in a little bit of a quandary as to how you're going to deal with that kind of versatility in terms of scoring and playmaking.
And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
One shot.
And that one misses. For Brooklyn, they've got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Pass to Harris. The feed now to AC. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Shot from 16. The second effort. Moreland with the bucket. Moreland's got 24.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
And plays like that have really taken the energy out of those defenders. I mean, you can bet he's going to continue to keep pushing in that area.
Here's the screen. Here's Whitehead. It's blocked, and they get it back. Here's AC. Detroit with the rebound. Mikes has got 4 rebounds in this game. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
Well, I think the defense flat out gave up. I mean, didn't even try to get back into the picture on that fast break finish.
Griffin on the double team. Feeds it to Stauskas. Pass to AC. To halt the run. Rebound, Detroit. Griffin down low, covered by Okafor, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his second personal foul. Blake Griffin at the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Dante Cunningham's checked in for Quincy Acey. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
This one for 3. It's rebounded by Moreland. Moreland's got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Offensive rebound. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Yeah, second chance points, again, a huge problem for this team.
Boy, they're getting caught spectating. You can't be a watcher out there. They're letting rebounds slip away. Everybody's got to get in there and fight for the ball.
Another steal. And now the Pistons fast break. And he goes in for the dunk.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, then he's off to the races.
Well, excellent defensive instincts. I mean, knows exactly when to strike on this end.
Pick by Okafor. Stauskas kicks to Harris. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Moreland, and he uses the glass on the layup. Moreland's got 30 points.
Well, I tell you, he's beating up the defense in this quarter, going right at him and scoring in a variety of ways.
Pick by Okafor. Down low. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. And Jahlil Okafor, the 3rd overall pick in 2015 out of Duke. He was in the conversation for top pick overall.
Yeah, he certainly was, and deservedly so. Now, his value has fallen off a bit since coming into the league, but with big guys, you got to be patient. Don't discard him yet. He's a very polished scorer and a good finisher around the goal. He's got to improve some other areas, but this guy is going to be around for a long time.
And that one falls for Okafor.
Tell you, when it comes to low post scoring, Okafor is a legitimate beast inside. A player with a lot of upside.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Crabs checked in. Both free throws good for Okafor. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that. Boom!
And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
One shot.
Here's Whitehead. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Here's Whitehead. There's the dish to Okafor. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Pick by Okafor. Crabbe with the ball. Griffin on him. Shot clock at 5. And Crabbe is good for 3.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
And, this is the time to do it. Sinking triple after triple. And it ends up becoming contagious.
Right wing. And here is Okafor. Harris with it. Now guarded by Ennis. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break for the finish. And finished off by Griffin.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
Knocked away. Griffin with the steal. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. There's 1:40 left in the game. Kicks to Crabbe from deep. The shot will not fall. Now the Pistons take it the other way.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Detroit.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well, a big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And so checking out the record for these guys, tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finish with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
And, Greg, this gives them some gloating room, if you will. It's a special win because now they'll finish 3-1 against them.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Blake Griffin.
And, he was really important today. Integral, taking and making shots time and time again.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They lead. There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. And Brooklyn making a change here. AC's checked in, and a switcher also for Detroit. Johnson's checked in. Off the inbound pass. The rebound by the Nets. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Harris with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Harris dishes to AC. Picked by Okafor. Griffin on the double team. 5 to shoot. They grab their own miss. It's Okafor. It's out the key. Here's Whitehead. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
The line, your next. Isaiah Whitehead. 2 shots.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Well, I like the fact that Okafor has worked tirelessly on making his shot fake effective. Well, it's a beautiful thing to see when he gets the defense to commit and to know the kind of work he put into making that shot fake work for him.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Okafor. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Bikes. Drills the three-pointer. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 13 assists. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. You know, we're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights it's not going to fall. So keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.